Eye is being kept on Australia as the number of COVID cases continues to soar. And while we have cut off quarantine-free travel across the Tasman, should we be concerned about a potential outbreak here? Epidemiologist Michael Baker joins us this morning. Good morning. Can we start with Taranaki? Should people still be worried about the wastewater result there?
Well, Ryan, this is very much a backstop measure to detect outbreaks that might have been missed. So far, this approach has not detected outbreaks in New Zealand that we didn't know about, but it's a really good approach, a cautious approach. And so at the moment, as people will be aware, there have been 2 positive results from the sewage testing there. And all that's saying is that someone is basically excreting fragments of RNA, which shows that they were infected at some point. They could potentially be currently infected, and that's why there's all the effort going into encouraging people there to go and get tested if they got symptoms or if they've recently come back from Australia. So this is a really good thing for people there to do, particularly if they have symptoms.
Okay. The travel bubble closing or being suspended for 8 weeks, it sounds like that was the right thing to do. Can you tell us your opinion? With the Delta variant, if we were to get a case of Delta in New Zealand, would that mean that region, even just one case, we'd pretty much have to shut up shop, wouldn't we, even with a single case of Delta?
Again, it would depend on the circumstances. If the case was closely linked to someone who'd come back from overseas and the contact tracing would get into gear and move very quickly, and if all the contacts were identified and quarantined, no, we wouldn't have to necessarily do anything more than that. I mean, it's still the same virus, it's still transmitted in the same way. The difficulty is it's just transmitted much more easily and much more quickly, so you can get an explosive outbreak. And this is just another reason why people need to be so cautious. If they have symptoms, go and get tested.
These silly people who were protesting at the weekend in Sydney, is there likely to be a super spreader event from that, or really you just have to wait and see?
Yes, well, if any of those people were infected, they could easily have infected other people because they're doing all those things of being close together, a lot of shouting going on, so the virus is being sprayed out, and they could have infected a number of people. And also the travel there, if they weren't wearing masks, and if they met afterwards, say, then they're all problems for transmission of the virus. So yeah, that's a real risk for them at the moment there in New South Wales.
If the Prime Minister extends the return time for those Kiwis who are in Australia at the moment, does that mean that there would be a greater risk to Kiwis here?
No, I don't think so. I mean, these people are going to be well managed going into MIQ and so on. So no, I don't think that's a risk for New Zealand.
All right. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Michael Baker. Great to see you as always. Epidemiologist Michael Baker. It is